They called it a joke. A crumbling gas station on the edge of town, left to Sarah Thompson by her late father, Henry. Her siblings laughed, their eyes rolling as they clutched their modest cash inheritances, urging her to sell the place for pennies and move on. Sarah, a single mom scraping by on diner tips, felt the sting of their mockery. But deep down, something stirred. A flicker of her father's quiet strength, his unshakable belief in her. Why would he leave her this? As she stood in the diner, balancing plates of eggs and hash browns, her heart heavy with grief and exhaustion, a phone call changed everything. A key, a note, a secret hidden in plain sight. Sarah wasn't just inheriting a business. She was stepping into a legacy worth millions. A truth that could either save her family or destroy it. Stick around, because what happens next changes everything. Sarah's sneakers squeaked on the diner's linoleum floor as she weaved through tables, her apron stained from a double shift that started before dawn. The fluorescent lights flickered, mirroring the weariness in her bones. At 38, she carried the weight of raising two 12-year-old girls alone, her ex-husband's child support as unreliable as the weather. Maya and Luna, her twins, were her anchor, their bright eyes and stubborn spirits pushing her through endless hours of sore feet and forced smiles. Table 7, she called, sliding plates in front of a family of tourists. Anything else I can get you? The father barely looked up from his phone. We're good, she nodded, checking her watch. 2 hours until she could collapse, pick up the girls, and pretend she wasn't drowning in bills. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. A call from the twins' school. Her heart sank. Stepping away from a table with a quick apology, she answered, Miss Thompson, it's Principal Carter. It's about Luna. Physically, yes, but she had a run-in with another student. Some harsh words about your family's situation. Luna didn't hold back. Sarah closed her eyes, picturing Luna's defiant chin. She said something colorful, didn't she? Quite, the principal replied. We need you here for a meeting. Sarah glanced at her boss, already frowning. I'll be there in 30. The drive to school in her beat-up sedan was a blur, her hands tight on the wheel. Another call came, her brother, James. She hesitated. His voice was always sharp, laced with judgment. Sarah, where are you? I'm working, James. Unlike son, I don't have assistants to screen my calls. He ignored the jab. Dad's attorney set the will reading for tomorrow, 2 p.m. Be there. Sarah's grip tightened. It had been 6 weeks since Henry's heart attack, 6 weeks of shoving grief aside to keep her girls fed. I have a shift. Cancel it, he snapped. The whole family's coming. By that, he meant himself, their sister Emily and their perfect spouses. Not Sarah's ex, David, now living in a fancy condo while she scraped by in a cramped apartment. I'll try, she said. James sighed. This is why Dad worried about you. You never prioritize right. The school meeting was predictable. Luna sat, arms crossed, as Principal Carter described how a girl named Ashley, whose mom ran the PTA, mocked Luna's thrift store clothes. Luna fired back, her words sharp enough to warn a warning. It sounds like bullying, Sarah said carefully. We're addressing that, Carter assured her. But Luna's outbursts are a pattern. We suggest counseling. Another expense Sarah couldn't afford. As they left, Luna muttered, I'm not sorry. She's always at me. Sarah unlocked the car, I know, but we don't let them win by sinking to their level. Dad would have let me fight, Luna said, climbing in. Your father says a lot, Sarah replied, her voice tight. But he's not here dealing with this. Back at their apartment, Sarah spotted a sleek SUV outside. Emily, her sister, stood beside it, dressed in a tailored suit, sunglasses perched despite the clouds. What's she doing here? Luna asked. Sarah braced herself. Emily rarely visited without an agenda. Inside, Mia looked up from her textbooks, her quiet focus a contrast to Luna's fire. Girls, go to your room, Sarah said. Emily surveyed the apartment. Sagging couch, chip dishes, with barely veiled disdain. James says you're dodging tomorrow's reading. I'm not dodging. I have to work. It's Dad's will. Sarah, surely you can get one afternoon off. The even you was unspoken but clear. I'll be there, Sarah said. Emily's eyes softened, but her words cut. We're worried about Dad's finances. The gas station's a mess. Debts, taxes. You don't need that burden. Sarah's defenses rose. He raised us on that station's income. That was years ago, Emily said. James and I were helping him keep it afloat. He never told me, Sarah said, stung. He wouldn't, Emily replied. He always saw you as his little girl. The truth hurt. Henry had shielded her, even from her siblings' scorn. Why tell me this now? Because the estate's complicated, Emily said. Let us handle it. You've got enough here? She gestured at the apartment, the gesture heavy with pity. I want to help, Sarah insisted. Emily's smile was thin. What do you know about property law? Before Sarah could answer, David burst in, his suit crisp, his face stormy. Where's Luna? I got a call from the school. Sarah's headache flared. She's in her room. It's handled. Handled? This is the third time, Sarah. If you can't control her, I should go, Emily said, slipping out. Sarah turned on David. What the girls need is a father who pays support on time and doesn't ditch them for his new wife's plans. His jaw tightened. Claire and I have obligations. And if you'd taken that insurance job, I quit because it was 60 hours a week with no flexibility for the girls. He glanced at his watch. I have a meeting. Tell Luna to shape up. And Sarah, get it together for their sake. After he left, Sarah leaned against the door, exhaustion seeping in. Mia peered out, his dad gone. Yeah, he had a meeting. Luna merged stormy. I heard him. He thinks we should live with him and Claire. He didn't say that, Sarah said. He doesn't want us, Mia said quietly. Claire calls us baggage. Sarah froze. She what? Luna nodded. She said it on the phone last time we stayed over. Sarah's blood boiled, but she stayed calm. I'll handle it. What do you want me to do? The twins shared a look. Nothing, Luna said. We can deal with Claire. Just don't make us go there more. That night, after a quick dinner and another diner shift, Sarah sat with Henry's old photo album. Pictures of him outside Starlight gas station, young and proud, flooded her with memories. His patience, his quiet support through her divorce. I miss you, Dad, she whispered. Tomorrow she'd face her siblings and the truth of his estate. She had no idea it would change her life forever. The morning of the will reading dawned gray, a drizzle soaking Sarah's worn jacket as she drove to the attorney's office downtown. Her black dress, the only decent one she owned, felt like a shield against the day ahead. She'd called in sick to the diner, risking her boss's patience, but Henry's last wishes demanded her presence. Clutching his photo album, she parked her sedan blocks away, avoiding the gleam of James's Tesla and Emily's Range Rover. Her siblings' voices carried from the waiting area, polished and impatient, as she stepped off the elevator. James spotted her first. About time, he said, checking his watch. Emily's eyes flicked over Sarah's outfit, her lips tightening. You look rested. Thomas Reed, Henry's attorney and friend, greeted her warmly, his embrace a fleeting comfort. Thank you all for coming, he said, leading them to a wood-paneled conference room. Sarah sat apart from her siblings, her heart pounding. Reed's voice was steady as he began. To James, he leaves his vintage car manuals and $50,000. James blinked. $50,000. Where'd Dad get that? Life insurance, Reed explained. To Emily, his vinyl records and $50,000. Emily's husband frowned. The records are worthless. Sarah's breath caught as Reed continued. To Sarah Thompson, Henry leaves Starlight gas station, including the apartment, inventory equipment, and all associated assets. Silence fell, then James laughed, sharp and incredulous. The gas station. Emily's face darkened. That's prime real estate, Thomas. It's worth more than our cash. Reed's tone was firm. Henry was specific. The station goes to Sarah with everything inside. James leaned forward. She knows nothing about business. She can barely manage her own life. Dad wasn't thinking straight. I assure you he was, Reed said. The will was updated 8 months ago, before his health declined. Emily turned to Sarah. What did you say to him? How'd you convince him? I didn't, Sarah said, her voice steady despite the sting. I had no idea. Right, James scoffed. You had no idea about a property worth hundreds of thousands. Reed raised a hand. Henry left a letter. My dear children, he began, his words read aloud. I know my choice to give Sarah Starlight may surprise you. James, Emily, you've built wealth and status. You don't need a struggling gas station. Sarah has faced hardship, divorce, raising my granddaughters alone, working tirelessly. Yet she's never lost her kindness or spirit. Starlight isn't what it seems. The letter continued. To you it's a burden, but to me it was freedom, my American dream. Sarah, I trust you to honor its meaning. It holds more than meets the eye. Explore it. To James and Emily, true wealth lies in love and compassion, not just success. I'm proud of you, but success without heart is empty. Sarah's tears fell silently, her father's words wrapping her in warmth. James broke the silence. This is ridiculous. The station's a money pit. Not entirely, Reed said. The property's valuable, and the business is solvent. Emily leaned toward Sarah. Be reasonable. You can't run a gas station. Sell it to us. You could get a better place for you and the girls. Sarah's eyes fell to the album, Henry's proud smile outside Starlight. I need time, she said. James snorted. What's to think about? Enough, Reed cut in. The property is Sarah's, her decision. As her siblings left, Reed handed Sarah an envelope. Henry wanted you to have this privately. Inside was a brass key, heavy and old with a note. Some doors hide in plain sight. Look with your heart, my girl. Sarah's mind raced. What doors? 2 days later, she stood in Starlight's cracked lot, the key heavy in her pocket. James and Emily's calls had grown aggressive, their offer now $50,000 to spare her the headache. But Henry's note nodded her. Mom, are we going in? Maya called from the car. Sarah nodded, and the twins joined her, skeptical but curious. The station was faded, its star sign dull, the store dim with dusty shelves. It smells like Grandpa, Mia said, her voice soft. Sarah's throat tightened. Let's check the apartment, she suggested. Upstairs, the small space was clean, filled with Henry's books and photos. It's tiny, Luna said. Where'd we sleep? We could make it work, Sarah said, surprising her store. Luna pointed to a door. What's that? The office, Sarah said, stepping inside. The desk held neat papers, a calendar frozen on Henry's last month. She sat in his chair, the key burning in her pocket. Mia examined a bookshelf. These books aren't just English. Some are Russian, Arabic, Chinese. Sarah frowned. I didn't know Grandpa spoke those. The filing cabinet's top drawer held invoices, but a folder labeled letters caught her eye, postcards from around the world, some addressed to names she didn't know. The bottom drawer was locked. Sarah tried the brass key. It clicked open, revealing a shortwave radio, encryption cards, passports with Henry's face but different names, and a coded journal. What is this? Luna asked. I'm not sure, Sarah said, her pulse racing. A leather pouch held foreign cash, euros, yen, pounds, worth thousands. Why'd Grandpa have this? Mia asked. Sarah shook her head, opening a safe with the twins' birthday as the code. Inside were USB drives, a handgun, and photos of Henry with military figures, one resembling a CIA official. The store's bell jingled. Sarah closed the safe, tucking the key away. We're not open, she called, then stopped. James stood there with a suited man. Howard Blackwood, a developer. James smirked. I've been calling all morning. I was busy, Sarah said. Howard extended a hand. I'm interested in the property. 200,000. Sarah didn't shake. I'm not selling. James sighed. You're a waitress, Sarah. This is a burden, not a gift. Girls, go upstairs, Sarah said. Once alone, she faced them. My father left me this for a reason. I'm keeping it until I understand why. Howard shifted. Perhaps another time, James snapped. Don't let sentimentality ruin you. This place needs more than you can give. Sarah returned to the office, flipping through the coded journal. Its pages held dates, names in a cipher she couldn't crack. A woman entered the store, mid-50s, with sharp eyes. You're Henry's daughter, she said, her slight accent Eastern European. You knew my father. A regular, she replied, dropping a passport, Russian, diplomatic. I'm Alina, a consular official. She offered $100 bills. Forget this incident. I'm discreet, Sarah said, refusing the cash. You're like your father, Elena said, handing her a card. Call me if you keep the business. Sarah's heart pounded. Henry wasn't just a gas station owner. The key, the notes, the strange customers, they pointed to something bigger. She wouldn't sell. Not yet. She owed her father the truth. Sarah's days blurred between diner shifts and late nights at Starlight gas station, her father's cryptic legacy pulling her like a current. The brass key rested in her pocket, a constant reminder of secrets yet to unravel. James and Emily's calls grew sharper, their offers climbing to 75,000, laced with pity and impatience. You're in over your head, James said in one voicemail. Sell before you drown, but Sarah's resolve hardened. Henry had trusted her with Starlight, and she wouldn't betray that faith. Her twins, Mia and Luna, sensed the shift in her, their skepticism about the station softening as they helped dust shelves after school. Yet, beneath Sarah's determination, a wound festered. Her siblings' scorn wasn't new, but their secrets were darker than she'd imagined. One evening, alone in the station's office, Sarah reopened the coded journal. Its pages taunted her, a puzzle of numbers and letters. She tried her birthday as a key, scribbling substitutions on a notepad. Slowly, fragments emerged. Dates, initials, locations. Meetings at Starlight, exchanges of information, names she didn't recognize. Her father's handwriting, meticulous and steady, painted a life she'd never known. He wasn't just a gas station owner. He was something else, someone who moved in shadows. The realization hit like a wave, both thrilling and terrifying. What had Henry been protecting her from? Her phone buzzed, snapping her back. Elena's number. Sarah hesitated, then answered. Have you deciphered the journal? Elena asked, her voice calm but pointed. Sarah's grip tightened. How do you know about it? A pause. Your father and I were colleagues, in a way. The code uses your birthday. He trusted you to find the truth. Who are you? Sarah demanded. A friend, Elena said. Starlight's more than a business. Those regulars you've noticed, they're not here for snacks. Sarah's mind raced to the customers who came like clockwork, buying little, speaking in hushed tones. What was Dad doing? Elena's tone softened. He facilitated discreet meetings, secure exchanges. Starlight's a hub, Sarah. Its real value lies below. Sarah's heart skipped. Elena continued. The key doesn't just open the drawer, look deeper, but be careful. Your questions are drawing attention. From who? Both sides, Elena said. Those who valued Henry's work, and those who didn't. The call ended abruptly, leaving Sarah staring at the journal. She tucked it away, her pulse racing. That night, she barely slept, Henry's note echoing. Some doors hide in plain sight. At dawn, she returned to Starlight, the twins at school, and began searching. Every lock, every panel, every seam in the office walls. Behind the filing cabinet, she found a faint outline. She pressed, and a click sounded. A hidden keyhole. The brass key fit perfectly, and the wall slid open, revealing a narrow passage. Sarah grabbed a flashlight, her breath shallow, and stepped inside. A service elevator waited, its keypad glowing. She tried her birthday, red light. Henry's birthday, the twins, nothing. Then she remembered the safe's combination. The twins' birth date 12/24/10. She entered it. Green light. The elevator hummed, descending far below the station. When the doors opened, Sarah froze. A high-tech room sprawled before her. Computers, radios, maps pinned with notes, filing cabinets. Photos lined one wall. Henry with military officials, shaking hands with men in suits. A desk held a framed picture of Starlight's opening day, 8/15/78. Sarah powered on a computer, entering that date. It unlocked, revealing files, databases, and a video labeled, "For Sarah." Henry's face filled the screen, tired but resolute. Sarah, my girl, if you're watching this, you found the key to Starlight's truth. What I'm about to tell you is hard to believe, but it's real. Starlight isn't just a gas station. It's a CIA safe house, established in 1978. I wasn't just an immigrant. I was recruited for my language skills, my connections, to serve America during the Cold War. Sarah's hand flew to her mouth. Henry continued. Starlight's been a hub for operatives, defectors, intelligence exchanges. Those regulars are agents, active and retired. I speak 9 languages, Sarah. I was a code specialist before I came here. The gas station was my cover, but my real work was below. He leaned closer. My inheritance to you isn't just the property. It's 50 million in offshore accounts, 75 million in safe houses worldwide, 40 million in artifacts, and a $35 million CIA trust. 200 million, Sarah. I live simply for security and to teach you character. James and Emily chased wealth over heart. You, with your struggles, showed compassion, strength. That's why Starlight's yours. Use it wisely. One more thing. Elena's your CIA handler. Trust her. I'm sorry for the secrets. I'm proud of you, my greatest achievement. The screen went dark. Sarah sat, tears streaming, the weight of Henry's double life crashing over her. Her phone rang. David. Sarah, what's going on? Claire says James and Emily are hiding something about the station. Are you selling? His tone was too eager. Why do you care? Just curious, he said. That property's valuable. Sarah's jaw tightened. He was fishing, probably nudged by Claire. I'm not selling. Gotta go. She hung up, her mind spinning. James and Emily's pressure to sell wasn't just greed. They were hiding something. She reopened the computer, scanning files. A folder labeled Family caught her eye. Inside were records of James's tech deals, transfers to foreign entities, millions in payments. Emily's real estate transactions showed millions laundered for cartels. Henry had been investigating them, compiling evidence for the FBI. Betrayal burned in Sarah's chest. Her siblings, who'd mocked her struggles, were criminals. Henry knew, and he'd left Starlight to her to protect its secrets and expose their crimes. She called Elena. My siblings, they're involved in illegal deals. I found Dad's files. Elena's voice was grave. We know. Your father was feeding us evidence. Their pressure to sell is about covering their tracks. They don't know Starlight's true purpose, but they suspect Henry left something valuable. What do I do? Stay vigilant. Elena said, we're close to moving on them, but you're not safe. Keep the girls close. That afternoon, Sarah picked up the twins, her eyes scanning the school lot for anything unusual. Mom, you okay? Mia asked. Just tired, Sarah said, forcing a smile. At home, she sat them down. Your uncle and aunt are in trouble. They've made bad choices, and I need to handle some things at the station. Luna frowned. Is this about Grandpa's secrets? Sarah nodded. Sort of. I need you to trust me and stay safe. The girls nodded, their faces serious. That night, Sarah lay awake, Henry's video replaying. He'd trusted her to carry this burden, to right his children's wrongs. She wouldn't let him down, but the betrayal cut deep. James and Emily had built their success on lies, while she'd fought to keep her girls afloat. Tomorrow she'd face Starlight's shadows, not as a waitress, but as her father's heir. Sarah's heart raced as she locked Starlight's front door, the station's faded star sign swaying in the evening breeze. The twins were safe with Mrs. Larson, the neighbor upstairs, but the weight of Henry's secrets pressed heavier than ever. Elena's warning echoed. Starlight wasn't just a target for her siblings' greed. It held truths others would kill to bury. Sarah moved to the office, her fingers tracing the hidden panel behind the filing cabinet. The brass key clicked, and the secret passage opened, leading to the elevator. She descended to the underground facility, its humming computers and pinned maps a stark reminder of her father's double life. Tonight she wasn't just exploring, she was preparing for war. The security monitors flickered on, revealing the station's exterior. Sarah's breath caught. Two figures in dark clothing crept toward the back door, their movements precise, professional. Masks hid their faces, but their intent was clear. They weren't petty thieves. They were after Starlight's secrets. Her phone buzzed. Elena. "Don't call the police," she said, her voice steady. "Our team's 4 minutes out. Stay in the basement. They're after the files." Sarah whispered, "They're breaking in." "I know," Elena said. "The passage is secured. You have the key." Sarah patted her pocket, the brass key a small comfort. "Yes, good. Stay hidden." On the monitors, the men pried open the back door, slipping into the store. One headed for the office, running gloved hands along the walls, searching for the hidden panel. Sarah's pulse thundered. "They know about the passage. They won't find it without the key," Elena assured her. "Who are they?" "Former targets of your father's operations," Elena said. "They want evidence he kept. Names, deals, proof that could ruin them." Sarah watched as the man in the office grew frantic, pulling books from shelves, checking drawers. His partner joined him, their gestures tense, arguing. "They're leaving," Sarah said, relief flickering as they retreated through the front door. "Stay put," Elena instructed. "Our team's securing the perimeter." Sarah sank into a chair, the computer screens glowing with Henry's files. She opened one labeled Threats. Names, dates, organizations, people Henry had tracked, dismantled, betrayed for the CIA. Some were in prison, others vanished, but a few remained active, their networks still hunting for Starlight's records. Her father hadn't just been an operative, he'd been a hunter, and now his enemies were hers. The elevator hummed, and Sarah tensed, but it was Elena's team, 3 men and a woman, moving with quiet efficiency. A tall man in his 60s stepped forward, his eyes kind but sharp. "Miss Thompson, I'm Robert Hayes. I worked with Henry for 30 years. Sarah shook his hand, her voice shaky. "Those men, who were they after?" Hayes sighed. "The data down here. Your father's records could expose a trafficking network from the early 2000s. He was key to its collapse, but some players escaped. They think you have their names." Sarah's mind raced to the break-in. James and Emily's pressure, David's probing questions. Was her family involved? Hayes led her to a secure office nearby, where Elena waited. "We owe you the full truth," Elena said. "Starlight's a CIA hub, but it's also a liability. Those men tonight. They're tied to a group your brother James unknowingly worked with." Sarah's stomach dropped. "James?" Elena nodded, sliding a tablet across the table. "His tech deals funneled restricted systems to foreign entities, some connected to the network Henry dismantled. He didn't know their full scope, but he took their money." "And Emily?" Sarah asked, dreading the answer. "Real estate's perfect for laundering," Hayes said. "She's moved millions for cartels, taking a cut. Your father was building cases against them for the FBI." Sarah's hands trembled. "They mocked me for years. Looked down on me, and all this time they were criminals." Elena's voice softened. "Henry knew. It broke him. He left Starlight to you to protect it, and to expose them." The betrayal cut deeper than Sarah expected. James and Emily's polished lives, their fancy cars and big houses, were built on lies. Henry had seen it, and instead of shielding them, he'd chosen justice. "Why didn't he tell me?" Sarah asked. "For your safety," Hayes said. "And because he hoped they'd stop. But their greed grew, and he couldn't ignore it." Sarah's eyes burned. "What about David?" "His new wife, Claire, she's a foreign operative," Elena said. "We think she targeted him to get close to your family, to Starlight. David's clueless, but he's a pawn." Sarah felt sick. Her ex, her siblings, all tangled in a web Henry had fought to unravel. "What do I do now?" Sarah asked. Secure the inheritance, Hayes said. Henry's assets, 200 million, are yours, but accessing them safely means following protocols. And Starlight, Elena leaned forward, it's still active. We'd like you to run it, maintain its cover as a gas station while handling the work below. Or we can decommission it, sell the property, your choice. Sarah's mind spun. A waitress running a CI hub, it sounded insane, but Henry had believed in her. I need time, she said. Of course, Elena nodded. But we must move fast. Those men will try again, and your siblings are hiring investigators. For hours, Sarah followed their guidance, providing fingerprints and scans to unlock Henry's accounts. Numbers flashed on screen: 50 million in offshore banks, 75 in properties, 40 in artifacts, 35 in a CIA trust. It was real, overwhelming, surreal. This is mine, she asked, staring at balances that could change her life. Yes, Elena said, structured for discretion. By dawn, Sarah was exhausted but resolute. She wouldn't sell Starlight, not yet. She owed Henry the chance to understand his world. Hayes drove her home, the twins still asleep. Use this, Elena said, handing her a secure phone. And Sarah, one more thing. Your siblings' actions have consequences. Henry left evidence to ensure justice even for them. Back at the apartment, Sarah checked on Maya and Luna. Their peaceful faces a stark contrast to the chaos in her mind. She sat at the kitchen table, Henry's photo album open. A picture of him with the twins at their last birthday, his smile strained but proud, broke her. He'd known his time was short, known his other children were lost to greed. A knock startled her. David, unannounced, his face haggard. I heard about the station, he said. Claire says James and Emily are freaking out. Are you in trouble? Sarah's guard went up. Why's Claire so curious? He shrugged. She's just worried. Look, the girls need stability. This station nonsense. It's not nonsense, Sarah snapped. It's my father's legacy. I'm keeping it. He left, frustrated, but Sarah's suspicion grew. Claire was no bystander. That afternoon, a health inspector arrived at Starlight, citing anonymous complaints. He poked at minor issues, wiring, plumbing, things Henry had never been flagged for. Sarah sensed a setup. Later, a gasoline delivery was canceled, despite paid invoices. Then, graffiti appeared on the station's front, crude symbols, the word, leave. Fear crept in, but Sarah's resolve hardened. She was Henry's daughter, and he taught her to stand firm. She called Elena. Someone's trying to scare me. We're watching, Elena said. It's likely tied to the men from the break-in. Stay sharp. Sarah hung up, her eyes on the twins playing in the apartment upstairs. No one would touch her girls. The next day, Emily arrived with a lawyer, her smile cold. We have proof Dad wasn't sound when he wrote the will, she said. We're protecting you, Sarah, from a failing business. Sarah's voice was steel. The will's solid. I've checked with Reed. Get out. Emily's mask slipped, her eyes narrowing. You'll regret this. Alone, Sarah reopened the journal, decoding more entries. Meetings with operatives, coded exchanges, all run through Starlight. Henry had been a linchpin, and now she was in his place. Her phone rang. Principal Carter. Someone tried to pick up the girls, he said. A woman not on your list. We stopped her. Sarah's blood ran cold. Was it Claire? I'm coming, she said, locking the station. Elena's team reached the school first, confirming the girls' safety. It was Claire's associate, Elena said later. She's escalating. That night, in Starlight's basement, Sarah faced Hayes and Elena. The break-in, the inspector, the school attempt. It's all connected, isn't it? Hayes nodded. Your siblings and Claire's network are converging. They sense you're uncovering Henry's work. We're moving on James and Emily tomorrow. FBI arrests. Claire will be detained separately. What do they face? Serious charges, Elena said. Tech exports, money laundering, espionage ties. Your father's evidence is airtight. Sarah's heart ached. Her family, broken by greed, would fall. But she had to protect Starlight, her girls, Henry's truth. I'm ready, she said. Let's end this. The dawn broke heavy over Starlight gas station, its newly cleaned windows catching the first light. Sarah stood behind the counter, her hands steady despite the storm brewing inside. The twins were upstairs, safe with Mrs. Larson, but Sarah's mind was on the day ahead. Elena and Hayes had confirmed it today. The FBI would arrest James and Emily, their crimes laid bare by Henry's meticulous evidence. Claire, David's wife, would face her own reckoning for espionage. Sarah wasn't just a waitress anymore. She was Starlight's keeper, Henry's heir, and the one who'd bring her father's final mission to light. The weight of it was crushing, but it also lit a fire in her chest. She was ready to claim her place. Sarah's secure phone buzzed. Elena, it's happening now, she said, her voice clipped. FBI teams are at James's office and Emily's home. Claire's being detained at their condo. Stay at the station with the girls. We have security outside. Sarah nodded, though Alina couldn't see. What about the men from the break-in? We're tracking them, Elena said. They're tied to James's contacts. We'll move once your siblings are in custody. Sarah hung up, her eyes scanning the store. An older man she now knew was a retired CIA analyst. Placed a coffee on the counter. Morning, Miss Thompson, he said, his eyes kind. Business okay? Steady, Sarah replied, passing him a sealed envelope from beneath the counter. He nodded, slipping it into his coat. The dance of Starlight's covert work felt natural now. By noon, the news broke. Sarah's phone lit up with alerts. Local stations, then national ones, reporting the arrests of James and Emily Thompson, prominent business leaders charged with technology export violations and money laundering. Their ties to international crime networks shocked the city. Reporters swarmed Starlight's lot, cameras flashing, but Alina's security team kept them at bay. Sarah kept the twins home, their faces pale as they watched the coverage. Is this because of Grandpa? Mia asked, her voice small. Sarah knelt before them. Yes, your grandpa found out Uncle James and Aunt Emily were doing bad things. He made sure they'd face justice. Luna's eyes teared up. Why didn't they just stop? Sarah hugged her. Sometimes people choose the wrong path, and it's hard to turn back. David called, his voice raw. Sarah, they've got Claire. They say she's a spy. They're questioning me about James and Emily. Are you arrested? Sarah asked, her tone even. No, he said. They believe I didn't know. But this is crazy. Your family? Spies, criminals. What's happening? Sarah's sympathy flickered. He sounded broken, but his negligence had hurt the girls too long. I can't talk now, she said. The girls need me. Come tomorrow alone, and be there for them. He paused, softer. Okay, I'll try. Sarah hung up, her focus back on Mia and Luna. We're okay, she told them. We're together, and that's what matters. Inside Starlight's basement, Sarah met with Alina and Hayes. The arrests went smoothly, Hayes said. James is already offering names for a deal. Emily's denying everything, claiming she didn't know the money's source. Typical, Sarah said, her voice tight. What about Claire detained? Elena confirmed. Counterintelligence is handling her. She targeted David to get close to Starlight, but he's clean mostly. Sarah's jaw clenched. Mostly. He's selfish, not a traitor, Hayes clarified, processing. And the men after the files. We're closing in, Elena said. They met with James yesterday, likely planning another move on Starlight. Stay vigilant. Sarah's training had begun weeks ago. Codes, protocols, how to spot operatives among customers. She'd learned fast, her natural sharpness honed by years of reading diner patrons' moods. Starlight's dual life thrilled and terrified her. She renovated the store, new pumps gleaming, shelves stocked, the apartment upstairs now a cozy home. The twins painted their room blue and gold, their laughter echoing as they arranged books and posters. Sarah used a fraction of Henry's fortune for the upgrades, setting aside millions for a foundation in his name. Scholarships for kids like him, immigrants chasing dreams. But the underground hub remained her focus, its computers humming with secrets she now guarded. A week after the arrests, the media frenzy grew. Reporters dug into Henry's past, calling him a confidential informant who'd earned millions in reward money. It was a cover story, crafted by Elena to hide Starlight's CIA role. James and Emily were denied bail, their lawyers scrambling. Emily's team tried smearing Henry's mental state, but Thomas Reed shut it down. The will was ironclad, Henry's competency proven. Sarah visited them in jail, her heart heavy but resolute. James barely met her eyes. You should have sold, he muttered. You ruined us. You ruined yourself, Sarah said. Emily's voice was cold. Dad was delusional. He saw enemies everywhere. Sarah stood. He saw the truth. I'm here if you ever want to talk, but I won't carry your guilt. Back at Starlight, strange customers kept coming. Operatives, assets, their minimal purchases a front for coded exchanges. Sarah noted each one, her notebook filling with details. A tall man, ex-military, froze when she didn't know his German greeting. Henry didn't teach you. He asked, surprised. She smiled. I'm learning. He nodded, respecting her effort. Elena praised her progress. You're a natural, she said. Your father was right about you. Sarah's chest warmed, but fear lingered. The men from the break-in were still out there, and Claire's network hadn't vanished. Starlight was secure, but for how long? One evening, David arrived at the station alone as promised. The girls hesitated, then hugged him, their wariness clear. I'm sorry, he said, his voice cracking. I didn't know about Claire, about any of this. Luna crossed her arms. You never listened to us. David flinched. I'll do better. Sarah watched, skeptical but hopeful. He'd need to prove it. After he left, Mia whispered, "He seemed sad." "He is," Sarah said. "But we focus on us now." That night, she decoded more of Henry's journal, entries detailing decades of Starlight's work. Each page felt like a conversation with him, his trust in her a lifeline. The FBI shared updates through Elena. James's deals exposed a tech smuggling ring. Emily's records cracked a cartel's financial web. Claire's interrogation revealed her ties to a rival intelligence service. Her marriage to David a calculated move. Sarah felt a pang for him, but her focus stayed on the twins. She enrolled them in self-defense classes, taught by Elena, who'd become a mentor. The girls thrived, their confidence growing. "Mom, can we learn Russian?" Luna asked, grinning. Sarah laughed. "One thing at a time." Starlight's renovation drew locals, business tripling. Sarah hired a part-time clerk, freeing her to manage the hub below. She was building something real, something Henry would have loved. A letter arrived from the CIA, Henry's handwriting on the envelope. Sarah's hands shook as she read. A recommendation for a role in their cultural heritage program, recovering stolen artifacts. He'd seen her art degree, her Spanish fluency, her grit, and believed she'd shine. Sarah met with Hayes. "I'm interested," she said. "Part-time to balance the station and the girls." He smiled. "Henry knew you'd say that." Sarah signed on, her first case tracking looted manuscripts in Europe. It felt right, a way to honor Henry's service while carving her own path. As spring warmed the town, Sarah stood in Starlight's lot, the star sign repainted, gleaming under the sun. She wasn't the tired waitress anymore. She was a mother, a guardian, a woman who'd faced betrayal and danger and come out stronger. The twins ran out laughing, their school bags bouncing. "Mom, we got A's on our history project," Mia called. Sarah hugged them, pride swelling. "You're unstoppable," she said. Starlight wasn't just a gas station. It was their home, their future, Henry's legacy alive in their hands. 6 months had passed since Sarah claimed Starlight gas station, now reborn as Henry's memorial station. The pumps gleamed under fresh paint. The store bustled with locals drawn to its new cafe corner, and the star sign shone bright against the evening sky. Upstairs, the apartment was a home, walls adorned with the twins' artwork, shelves heavy with Henry's books. Mia and Luna, now 13, darted through the store after school, restocking shelves with a rhythm that felt like their own. Sarah watched them, her heart full but grounded by the weight of her dual life. Below the station, the CIA hub hummed, its secrets safe in her hands. She wasn't just running a business. She was carrying her father's torch, weaving his values into every choice. The media storm had faded, though whispers lingered in town. James and Emily's arrests, 15 years for him, 12 for her, still made headlines, their polished lives unraveling in courtrooms. Sarah visited them monthly, the jail's cold walls a stark contrast to their old arrogance. James barely spoke, his eyes fixed on the table. "You won, Sarah," he said once. "Bitter I didn't win," she replied. "Dad wanted better for you." Emily's visits were colder, her pride unbroken. "He was wrong about us," she said. Sarah shook her head. He saw the truth. "I'm here if you change your mind." Reconciliation felt distant, but she kept the door open, honoring Henry's belief in family even when it hurt. Starlight's covert work grew steadier. Sarah mastered the codes, the subtle handoffs, the way operatives slipped envelopes into newspapers or spoke in veiled phrases. A woman in her 60s, a former analyst, bought gum every Thursday, passing intel in a folded receipt. "Good morning, Miss Thompson," she'd say, her smile warm. "Keeping Henry's legacy alive, always," Sarah replied, sliding her a sealed packet. The rhythm was second nature now, but danger never strayed far. Elena's team had caught the men from the break, tied to James's smuggling ring, but others were out there, watching. Sarah kept the brass key close, its weight a reminder of what she protected. David had changed, shaken by Claire's arrest. He visited the twins weekly, no longer distracted by his phone or new wife's plans. "I messed up," he told Sarah one evening, the girls playing nearby. "I didn't see Claire for what she was." Luna overheard her voice sharp. "You didn't see us either." David flinched but nodded. "I'm trying now." Sarah watched him leave, a flicker of hope stirring. He wasn't perfect, but he was showing up. The twins noticed too, their wariness softening. "He's less annoying," Mia admitted. Sarah smiled. Progress then. She'd never trust him fully, but for the girls, she'd keep the peace. Sarah's work with the CIA's Cultural Heritage Program bloomed. She'd traced stolen manuscripts to a Budapest auction, her research helping recover texts lost for centuries. The work felt like a bridge to Henry, his love for history alive in her efforts. Elena became a mentor, teaching Sarah and the twins Russian phrases between self-defense lessons. You're quick, like your father, Elena told her, tossing a sparring pad. The twins giggled, mimicking moves. Mom's a spy now, Luna teased. Not quite, Sarah laughed, but close enough. The station's foundation, named for Henry, grew too. Scholarships funded, veterans supported, his dream of opportunity extended to others. One afternoon, David's mother, Ellen, visited, her warmth a balm after months of strain. I always knew you were the strong one, she said, sipping coffee in the apartment. Henry saw it too. Sarah's eyes stung. It's been hard keeping his secrets, raising the girls right. Ellen squeezed her hand. You're doing it beautifully. The twins need you, and so does this place. Ellen's visits became regular, her presence grounding Mia and Luna through the whispers at school. Kids still talked about their criminal aunt and uncle, their spy grandpa, but the twins stood tall, their pride in Henry unshaken. The FBI closed their case on James's contacts, dismantling a tech smuggling network. Emily's cartel ties led to more arrests, her real estate empire crumbling. Claire faced deportation, her espionage exposed. Sarah read the updates, a mix of relief and sorrow washing over her. Henry had given everything to protect his country, even from his own children. His files, now in Sarah's care, were locked in Starlight's vault, their power contained but ever present. She reviewed them nightly, decoding his final entries. One note written months before his death stopped her cold. Sarah, you're my heart. Keep Starlight shining. Protect the girls. I trust you. A quiet evening found Sarah behind the counter, Luna helping a customer, Mia organizing the cafe's new coffee blends. A man in his 70s, a retired station chief? Package ready, he asked, voice low. Sarah nodded, passing an envelope. Always. He smiled. Henry'd be proud. As he left, Elena entered, her usual coffee order a cover for a quick check-in. The Budapest artifacts are back in their museum, she said. Your work made that happen. Sarah's chest warmed. It's a start. Elena leaned closer. There's a new case, stolen relics in Istanbul. You in? Count me in. The twins bounded over, their energy filling the store. Mom, can we add a smoothie machine? Luna asked. Maya rolled her eyes. You just want free drinks. Sarah laughed, the sound lighter than it had been in years. We'll talk about it. As they closed up, Sarah paused at the memorial plaque by the door. Henry's photo, his opening day smile, and words etched below. Henry Thompson, 1952-2022, immigrant, entrepreneur, patriot. His legacy wasn't wealth, but what he stood for. The twins joined her, their hands slipping into hers. He's still with us, Mia said. Sarah nodded, tears prickling. Always. Life wasn't perfect. Reporters still circled, James and Emily's trials loomed, and Starlight's secrets demanded vigilance. But Sarah felt steady, rooted. She'd turned a crumbling station into a thriving hub, a home, a tribute. The twins were growing strong, their laughter a daily gift. Sarah's work, above and below ground, gave her purpose, a way to honor Henry while building her own legacy. She wasn't the struggling waitress anymore. She was Sarah Thompson, keeper of Starlight, mother, protector, and maybe, just maybe, a hero in her own right. The night was quiet, the stars bright above Henry's memorial station. Sarah stood in the lot, the air cool against her skin. She looked up, imagining Henry watching, his proud smile warming her from somewhere beyond. He'd carried his secrets alone, a silent warrior in a humble gas station. Sarah wouldn't walk that path alone. She had Mia and Luna, their fierce spirits her anchor. She had Elena Hayes, a network of allies who saw her strength. Most of all, she had Henry's faith, his belief that she could carry his dream forward. Starlight wasn't just a place. It was a promise of resilience, of integrity, of love that outlasted loss. Sarah whispered to the sky, I've got this, Dad. We're shining just like you wanted. Her heart settled, a calm certainty taking root. Whatever came next, danger, challenges, or triumphs, she was ready. For her girls, for Henry, for herself. If stories like this move you, hit the like button and subscribe. There's more to come. Keep looking beneath the surface. You never know what truths you'll find.